See, God wants you to tell your whole story. He doesn't want you to edit and polish it up. He wants you to share it all, free of all the fear and shame, so that people can see not only your story, but a bigger story, the bigger story of God's redeeming and transforming grace. But when we polish up our stories, we hide that grace from being seen. You know who loved polished stories? The Pharisees. David did not try to curate his story. He didn't selectively share his best moment. You know, when he became the king, he could have easily edited out his adultery and murder and covered it up, but they are written down for us in plain sight. Peter, when he wrote the Gospel of Mark, he did not clean up his story. He leaves it in that he fell asleep in the Garden of Gethsemane. He leaves it in that he denied Christ 3 times. The Apostle Paul did not try to remove his story as a murderous persecutor. In fact, whenever he went into a new city, he shared that story. It was part of his story because it wasn't about him. It was about God's grace. God does not want you to polish up and curate your story. You know, many pastors who've done this, who've covered up their scandalous sins and lived in hypocrisy for years, they've been discovering the hard way that they cannot escape the principle that everything hidden will be revealed. Some of them, they have confessed, but they're finding out that partial confession does not lead to full restoration. You got to tell the whole story.